right, we are live. Here we go. All right. Hey, everybody, to whoever is here so far. We're going to cover automatic shipping today. We're going to start in like a minute or so just to give the stragglers a little time to hop in, but we won't wait too long. You do have time if you need to, get a drink of water or refill your coffee. It's that time for me. So if it's that time for you, go for it. We'll give like a minute and then we'll get started. And I hope everyone's doing all right today, wherever you're located in the world. It's 11 a.m. where I'm at, so we're getting close to lunch. Hi, Jason. Hey, thanks for being here. Figure we'll give him like a minute. When my clock says 11:02, we'll get started. Hey, Mike. Hope everything's going well in your neck of the woods, you too, and everyone who's here who just hasn't chimed in yet. All right, it's 11:02 my time, so we're going to get started. This is recorded, so anyone who shows up late can just watch the whole thing if they'd like. All right, again, welcome, everyone. I am Karen, a member of Big Cartel's support team. Thank you so much for being here. Today, San Francisco Bay Area, nice. So today I'm going to cover the automatic shipping setup that's available for sellers on paid plans who are located in the US. So we're going to cover shipping regions. So I'll show you how to set up your shipping region, whether you want to stick to domestic or ship worldwide. We'll look at parcel templates, the defaults, as well as how to create your own. And then we are going to look at how to add the individual product weights and packaging for each of your products, since that is necessary for accurate calculation. As always, class is recorded. So if you do miss anything or you just want to go through the walkthrough again, because it's going to be so good, you'll be able to do that with the replay link that we're going to send you once it's been generated. And that usually takes like 24 hours. No need to hold off on questions. Lucy is here. Thank you so much, Lucy. She is going to cover chat while I go through all of this. So as your questions come up, just drop them in chat and Lucy's going to take care of them for you. All right, so let's get to it. I'm going to hop over to the admin. And here we are on the account page. This is where the automatic shipping setup is located. So to get to the account page, you're just going to click the far right icon here in your top navigation, and then you will scroll all the way down to the shipping section right here. Now, I haven't added shipping yet. So if I click into my shipping, I'm not going to see anything. Now, as this message states at the top, select one method for how shipping rates are calculated for your customers at checkout. Visit our help site to learn more. So if you'd like additional information while you're setting up your shipping, you can just click over to our help site. Now, the shipping settings, the shipping profiles right here on the left, this is the default. This is the manual setup, and they allow you to set store-wide shipping rates with customizable shipping methods like standard or first class or next day. And you can also offer local pickup options with the shipping profiles. Again, I haven't added shipping profiles, but if you've got shipping profiles, you're going to see them here when you go to the section in your own admin. Now, by default, the manual setup is selected, but I want to use the automatic setup. So I'm going to click calculate rates for me. My internet's slow. It's been so windy here. There we go. And then under calculate rates for me, we see this message. This method calculates USPS ground advantage rates for your orders using the weight and package dimension estimates of your variants. That is something to keep in mind. This is USPS. It's not going to work for UPS or FedEx. So if I accidentally say UPS at all in this, I mean USPS. So just a heads up there. And the method is ground advantage. So that's the shipping method that's going to be calculated. Now below that, we've got the shipping from section. This is going to be pre-filled with the address that you have added to the location and currency section in your own admin. If you do ship from a different address, that's totally fine. You can just change it here. Below that, we have got domestic shipping locations. Again, if you've already added shipping profiles, you've got that enabled, they're going to be loaded here for you automatically. So for example, if you have shipping profiles that offer shipping to the whole of the United States, you're going to see that here. Or if you've got it narrowed down to only the continental US, you're going to see that loaded here. Whatever your shipping profiles are, you're going to see them here on your end. And you can edit them if you'd like, or you can leave them as is. But I don't have shipping added, so I'm going to set that up now. I'll just click to edit my domestic shipping locations, and I've got the United States as the default. If I leave that, I'm telling the system to accept orders from any US address. But if I want a smaller shipping area, I can totally change that. I just click the drop down, click it again, and these are all the different regions that I can offer shipping to. So I can exclude or include however I'd like. So maybe I only want to offer shipping to customers within my region, the Pacific West. I would just uncheck all the others and leave the Pacific West checked. Or I can even go so far as to only offer shipping to customers within my state. I don't want to limit myself that much though. So I'm going to go ahead and include the entire US. So I'll just close that menu up and I'll save it. And there we go. Now my domestic shipping locations are the entire US. Now below that, we have the international shipping locations. And by default, everywhere is the setting, but the whole planet is really big. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce my international shipping area, and then I can always just expand it down the road if I'd like. So I'll click to edit international shipping locations. And I think I will stick with Canada and Mexico, our closest neighbors, and then I can just expand further south and overseas as I grow my business. So to find those two countries, I'm going to click the drop down, and then I just need to uncheck all the locations I don't currently want to ship to. So I'll go ahead and uncheck Europe and Asia, and I'll just keep going. And then I need to click into the Americas. It's a lot of unchecking and checking until you get it dialed in. And if you notice, this shipping zone up here at the top, that is getting narrower and narrower as I unselect and select countries. So as we can see now, I have got Canada and Mexico. So I'll go ahead and close that menu up and I'll click save. And now we can see that my international shipping locations are just Canada and Mexico for now. It's pretty straightforward. And again, you can change this whenever you need. So moving on, we have got parcel templates next. Now, parcel templates are defaults for the parcel or package size, and we've loaded some of those automatically for you. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'll click to edit my parcel templates, and we can see the list here. We've got an envelope, 12.5 by 9.5, extra small box, 6 by 4 by 4, small box, 9 by 6 by 4, and so forth. Now, these are just the defaults. You don't have to use them. If you'll never, ever use an envelope, you can just click the little trash icon and just get it out of your way, and then it won't even pop up as an option. You can also create your own parcel templates if you ship a product that doesn't fit in any of these size boxes. Like if you make custom mugs and you have a custom box with your logo on it, but it's 5 by 5 by 5, and that's obviously not going to fit. Or if you ship posters and you need a poster tube, you definitely want to add that as your parcel template. So we're going to go ahead and click add custom template, and you need to give it a name. So I'll name mine poster tube. Now, if you already have a poster tube on hand or all of your packaging and it is custom, it doesn't match those dimensions, you can just grab a measuring tape to get the dimensions. That's fine. But I don't have a poster tube on hand and I don't want to guess. So I'm going to hop over to USPS.com real quick. And I'm here in their shop section under shipping supplies. And I know they have poster tubes. So, and they offer a ton of free packaging. So let's go ahead and find the poster tube. I know it's here. Sometimes gets jumbled around in their list. There it is. Here we go. All right. So we've got, all right, I'm going to round that up to 26 by 6 by 5. Okay. And I'll go ahead and save that. And there we go. Yes, new parcel template created. And I can scroll down and I see that in the list underneath the large box. So that's perfect. You'll add all of your custom packaging here, and then you'll click done when you're done. All right, next up, we've got the fallback rates. Now you'll want to add fallback rates just in case the lights go out, because that's really the only time they're ever going to be used. Like it says, set fallback rates your customers will be charged if we can't get a rate estimate. While this is rare, it's important that you don't lose money on shipping. So like if USPS suddenly goes down or we can't get a rate, then we're going to use your fallback rates to make sure you're at least charging shipping on your orders. They're not automatic, so you do need to manually set your fallback rates here. So I'll click Edit Rates, and we're just going to pretend I've done some calculations. And it's about $10 for me to ship domestic and $20 to ship international. Go ahead and click Save. And now I've got fallback rates right here that'll apply no matter what. So if we can't get rates, I'm definitely at least charging something for shipping. Now, lastly, we have surcharges. You can add a surcharge if you want to charge customers an additional fee over and above shipping. Like maybe you pay for custom boxes and envelopes with your brand on it or your logo, and you don't roll those into the price of your product. So you can add that as a surcharge. Or if you've got a longer drive to the post office, you can add a surcharge to cover your gas and your time driving, because driving is valuable. Time is valuable. Whatever is over and above your shipping costs, you can add that as a surcharge. I'm not going to add a surcharge because I live like right near a post office. I don't have an excuse. And we're just going to say I use their free packaging for all my products. So I'll go ahead and click Enable this shipping method. And when I do, I get this pop-up. Confirm weights and package dimensions. This is letting me know now that my products are missing weights and dimensions. And that makes sense because I haven't added that info to my products yet. I've added my shipping regions and my package templates. So now I need to go edit my products. So don't panic when you see this on your end. Our system's just letting you know that you're not quite done just yet. So I'll click to update missing details, and I'm redirected here to my admin's products section. And you can also see this big red banner letting me know I'm not quite there yet. So let's click into this first product and we'll see what I need to add. Let's scroll down. And the first thing you're going to notice in this shipping section is this first box right here. This product must ship alone. That's pretty self-explanatory. The product must ship alone, like a poster in a tube or a mug in that perfect 5x5x5 box. If that's the case, you'll click that box. If not, leave it blank. And if you'd like more information, you can hover over that little tooltip to read it. Now, this sweatshirt doesn't need to ship alone, so I'm going to leave that box unchecked, and I'm going to move down to the weight field right here next. I'm going to use estimates here, but ideally you will want to be right on the mark with your product weights, since that's how customers are going to be charged shipping. If you're under, then you're going to have to cover the shortfall when you actually go to ship the item. And if you're over, then you're overcharging your customers for shipping. So you have a couple options here. If you don't have really big products, you can just get a kitchen scale and literally just weigh your products in their box. If you've got bigger products and you've got a bathroom scale, just pull your scale out of the bathroom and you can weigh your products that way. Now, if I had a product that didn't have any variants, obviously my sweatshirt has variant sizes, but if I had a product with no variants, like maybe I knit custom scarves and I don't give the option for color or size choices, then my setup here is going to be a little bit quicker because I will not have variants to actually select for. But if I have variants like I do with this sweatshirt right here, then I need to first add a base weight for my product and then make any changes to the variants after that. So we're going to say that this sweatshirt, box and all, weighs 2 pounds. I don't really know what a sweatshirt weighs. I probably should have pulled out my kitchen scale, but we're going to estimate that it's 2 pounds. That feels really heavy. We're just going to pretend it's a 2 pound sweatshirt. I'm adding it there. By default, we've got pounds selected, but that's not going to work for everyone and every product. Obviously, if you're a jeweler, you're not likely selling 2 pound earrings or like a 2 pound bracelet. So if you click this drop down, you've got the option for grams, kilograms, and ounces. So you can choose which is right for your product. I'm going to leave it as pounds. And then I'm going to move down to the parcel template. Now, when you click this drop down, you're going to see that list like we saw in the shipping setup of envelope with the dimensions, extra small, small, medium, large box with all the dimensions, as well as the custom. So you're going to see all that, but you're also going to see a really handy example of what you could fit in that particular packaging, which is super helpful if you're like me and you kind of have like, I know what 6x4x4 looks like, but I can't visualize what could fit in that. And that's what this drop down helps with. It gives you examples. So for the envelope, it says best for flat items such as photos or a laptop sleeve. Extra small could fit some bracelets or a stack of Post-its. And I know exactly how big a stack of Post-it notes is. So that totally helps. The small box could fit a cell phone or a few toothbrushes. The medium box could fit a pair of shoes or a loaf of bread and so forth. So this drop down is super helpful in assigning whether or not your particular product could fit in a small or a medium box. So for this sweatshirt, I'm going to assign it a medium because I can roll it up. It doesn't have to be folded. I can just roll it up and tie it with some cute craft string and make it look cute. And I could fit like postcards or pencils or like a notebook if I sell those in that same box. So I'm going to go that route. Now, by default, the variants are all going to match, but maybe this XXL at the bottom has more fabric and it won't look as nice. It might look kind of scrunched or smashed in that box. And I don't want to go that route. I don't want it to look bad when my customer opens their box and they're like, oh, that's great. I want it to look nice. So I'm going to go ahead and click into here, this particular variant, and I'm going to change the weight. We're just going to say it's 2.5 pounds. And that's probably inaccurate for a sweatshirt, but that's what we're going to go with right now. And then all I'm really giving you as an example of is to make sure you weigh your products so you get an accurate weight. And then we're going to say it goes in a large instead of the medium. So you can choose a different weight and a different parcel template, and you can choose whether or not a particular variant needs to ship alone, which is super handy. So I've changed my weight and my parcel template. I'm going to go ahead and save that. And that's it. I'm going to go ahead and save my changes. And I'm done. Yes, this product was updated. And we can see my weight. We can see the parcel templates. We can see the differences between all the other variants in the XXL. Now, this needs to be repeated with all products in my shop. Same goes for you on your end. So I need to click into the rest of my products and add their parcel weights and templates as well. So let's click into the apron here just to see another example. We can see there are no variants, just one size and one color. So no other drop downs for the customer to choose from in the storefront. This is going to be faster because there are no variants. It doesn't need to ship alone, so I'll leave that unchecked. We'll say that my apron, including the mailer, is only 13 ounces. So we need to change that from pounds to ounces because this is not a 13-pound apron. And I'm going to select the parcel template as an envelope because I can fold it pretty flat and it'll still look good. I've got no variants, so we're going to go ahead and save it. There we go. Another product taken care of. So again, you need to just take care of this on your own. And when you do, when you finished all your products, then your shop's going to correctly charge shipping based on USPS real-time rates. And you can check that on your end. And it's actually a really good idea to check that on your end. Do some tests, not only to make sure it works so you can see how it works for your customer, but also that you have assigned your templates and weights correctly. Because if you accidentally set something like an apron to pounds, you're going to see that when you're running some tests on your end. So I'm going to head over to my storefront so that we can see how that looks for the customer. Here we go. And I'm going to go ahead and add a sweatshirt and the apron to my cart. And I'm going to proceed to checkout so that we can see how that's handled. All right, I'm just going to add some test information here. There we go. All right, now when I click next, the shipping is going to change from pending right here to whatever USPS is currently charging, which is $9.45. So if I were to place this order, I'm going to get charged $9.45 for shipping that sweatshirt and that apron. again, this is real time. So this is exactly what USPS is charging right now. But maybe I wanted that bigger sweatshirt and not the medium. So let's go back and mess with the cardigan and see how that looks. I'm going to get rid of the medium. I'm going to add the larger size here. Whoop. Oh, did not mean to open that window. There we go. Add to cart. Proceed to checkout. All right, now shipping has gone up to $17.20, and that's because I changed the parcel template for that larger size sweatshirt to that larger box. So now the buyer is going to be charged, or me, if I were to place this order, $17.20 for shipping. Now, a quick side note here, if you do add your shipping region and you create your custom parcel templates, you do everything on the account page except for the fallback rates, then again, you might not end up charging shipping, and there are two scenarios for that. The first one is if there's an issue on USPS end and we're not getting any rates from them. If you don't have fallback rates to apply, your customers are going to get free shipping. The second is if you don't go into each of your products and actually assign a parcel template and weight, then that product won't have shipping added to it on the checkout page. So just be thorough in going through all your individual product listings and make sure you take care of that. Let's take a look at one more scenario, and that's for products that have to ship alone, like a mug. So I'm going to head back over to my product section. Here we go. Okay, so this mug right here, I don't have a weight or a parcel template assigned. And for the sake of this example, we're going to say I have that custom mug box, the 5x5x5, and I have my brand logo printed on all of them, and I need this mug to ship alone. So before I actually assign a parcel template, like a 5x5x5, I actually need to create that, or it's not even going to show up in my list. So I'm going to head back over to the account page, and we'll scroll down to the shipping section. And we're just going to quickly create that parcel template, add custom template, and you'll get really familiar with this. It's pretty intuitive, pretty easy to get used to. 5x5x5, we'll click save. All right, I get that confirmation that it's done. I can see it here in my list. So now I'm going to head back over to the product section. And we'll click into that box, the mug. Okay, we're going to click this product must ship alone. And we're going to say this weighs 8 ounces because it's enamel. It's not ceramic, so it weighs less. And under the parcel templates, I'm going to choose the mug 5x5x5. There are no variants, so I'll click save. And done. Now I'm going to test the checkout with a combination of products that ship together and have to ship separately so we can see how that looks. So I'm going to hop back over there. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the cart page. We still have the sweatshirt and the apron. So I'm going to go back to the cart page. I'm going to add the mug so we can see how that looks. Oh, my internet. Poor internet. I know you can do this. Come on, everyone, cross your fingers. Come on, internet. I've never seen this happen. Come on. There we go. Okay. That was a fingers crossed, hold your breath moment. All right. So shipping is $23.20 now. And that's because it's still going to charge the $17.20 to ship the sweatshirt and the apron together. But now we've got this mug that has to ship separately. So we're going to have that extra cost. Now, if we go back to the cart, and we remove the mug, it's going to automatically be updated on the checkout page. Again, this is all in real time. So we are getting all of these charges directly from USPS. So it doesn't matter how much your customer messes with their cart, they're going to get the accurate rates based on USPS Ground Advantage. So I took out the mug and we're back at $17.20. But what if I decide I only want a sweatshirt? Well, let's check it out. I'm going to go ahead and remove the apron. And I'll go to checkout. And it's still charging me $17.20. And that's because my sweatshirt is assigned that large box. So the system assumed that I'd easily be able to fit that apron that goes in the envelope into that box with the sweatshirt. So your customers aren't always going to see a reduction or an increase in shipping if they add or remove products from the cart. And again, that's going to be based on weight and parcel templates assigned to them. But that's it for automatic shipping. I showed how the shipping works with domestic rates. It's going to work the exact same for international rates as well. It's just going to be based on the international shipping address that your customers use. And that's all I have on my end. Lucy, are there any questions that didn't get answered, or maybe anything I need to revisit before we close?
I don't think so. I was going to just add that this is a fairly new feature for us, and we're going to continue to make improvements. So if there's something missing or maybe just a change that would improve your workflow, definitely reach out to us support and let us know, and we can make sure that our product team gets that information. I can tell you, like, one thing that we've seen is that people are wanting to be able to bulk edit weights and parcel templates in each of their product listings. And so that is something that is coming. For those who ship large, definitely looking at other carriers as well. The platform that we're using right now specifically integrates with USPS, but they, I believe, are integrating with UPS as well. So that is something that we're looking at going forward, as well as also integrating with international carriers like Royal Mail.
Awesome. All right. Well, I hope that was helpful. If any questions do come up after we close, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're always here to help. And you can email us at support@bigcartel.com. Or if you're logged into your admin, you can send us a message by clicking that little speech bubble at the bottom right. And we're happy to help you out. All right. Until next time. Thanks for being here. Bye.